It's not very often that Able Carry comes out with new bags, which is why today's video is so exciting. We have their brand new Core Sling here, which was just released, so let's jump right into it. So here is a closer look at the brand new Core Sling from Able Carry. And before we jump into the features and packing this thing out, let's take a quick look at the specs. And let's start by checking out the size, capacity, and dimensions. What we have here is the Core Sling. So this is the 2.5 liter version of the bag. Now this also is going to come in a Core Sling Mini, which is a 1.5 liter version, as well as a Core Sling Plus, which is a 5.5 liter version. Now, in addition to the different sizes of these bags, you're also going to have different colorways. The one you see here is the Midnight Blue colorway, and then it's also going to come in a Field Green, an Ultra Black, and an Ultra Panda. And you may be able to tell by those names, the bags are going to be made in two different types of fabric. So the Midnight Blue and the Field Green are made with ripstop Cordura nylon, while the Ultra Black and Ultra Panda are going to be made with an Ultra material. So one more quick detail here, if you do opt for the Core Sling Mini, you're going to have a different strap than the regular Core Sling or the Core Sling Plus. The Core and the Core Plus are both going to feature a padded strap, which we'll take a look at here in a second. All right, so let's check out some of the features of the Core Sling. And one of the first things I always like to look at is the branding. As you can tell here, it is super subtle. You can actually barely even see it without, kind of turning it and getting it in the light the right way. But there it is, Able Carry right here on this little tag. And this is pretty common with Able Carry products. They usually just have really subtle little branding like this, which I really like because honestly, Able Carry bags are all kind of like oval egg shaped. And yeah, they're like instantly recognizable for me. So you really don't even need the branding on it to know that it is an Able Carry bag because this fits in really well with the rest of their lineup. So yeah, you have this main pocket here, which is really large, stretches out really nicely. It's a stretch mesh pocket. So you can put something in here like a water bottle. We'll try and fit one in there when we pack this out. Another great thing you can put in here is a camera, for instance. You can slide this right in here and then easily just take it out to take a picture, plop it right back in there. Really nice spot for that. So yeah, moving on, you can see all of these zippers are YKK, which are the best in the business. Really important to have nice zippers on your bag for a nice opening and closing experience, which this one, yeah, feels great. So yeah, this first front pocket, if you open this up, you'll see you have a key leash in here, and then you have two stretch mesh pockets in here. Good place to put stuff like headphones, any kind of like quick access things in that front pocket. Moving on to this main pocket. If you open this up, you're gonna see you have a pocket here in the front with some more stretch mesh. You're gonna have a lot of that in this bag. It's a nice little small pocket right there. Potentially fit like some glasses or something in there. We'll see when we pack it out. And a pretty large space in here. So yeah, that 2.5 liters. Yeah, it's definitely pretty accurate. In here, you're going to have another zipper pocket, put things in. This is kind of a little bit more padded right here too. So if you want to put in potentially a Kindle, I don't know if that's going to fit in there, but something of that size or like a video game device in this back area, you're gonna have a little padding around that as well. Also, you have these different latch points. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can connect your strap in different ways. So you could connect it here and here to kind of give your bag an easier carry. But yeah, we'll take a look at that then too. And then lastly, on the back, you have this little kind of hidden pocket that goes up against your body. So a great place for like a passport, your wallet, phone, those kind of like essential things that you might want to keep a little closer to your body. But yeah, in addition to that, this bag will come with this strap right here. So this strap is really interesting. It is padded, and this big padding is sewn in right here. So it doesn't like move, like the strap is built into it. So this pad doesn't move up and down the strap. It is sewn directly into the strap there. Also right here, you do have a buckle, but you have to, it's like hidden. So the buckle's inside there. You can buckle that just like that. And then you can adjust from here. You have these to adjust it. It's kind of like little dangle stoppers. Keep everything tight there. Same thing, another adjusting on this side. You have these little swivels. So what you can do is hook those on. You could either hook that on the top here, if you want just like a more standard carry, or you can hook it on the side here. And that's just gonna give it like a little more, it's just gonna make it easier for you to carry, basically, which you'll see. This is kind of how it looks when I'm wearing the sling. But the only thing about this that I don't like right off the bat is that this pad doesn't move. So when you wear the sling forward, but then you want to change it to backwards, which I do all the time when I'm out, I'm not always just wearing my sling on the front or the back. You need to readjust this entire thing to get this strap to actually sit on your shoulder. So that's a little bit of an annoyance. Maybe not a deal breaker, definitely not a deal breaker or anything like that. But honestly, I could probably use a strap without this pad. I don't know how much this pad is really going to do with carrying only 2.5 liters. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this strap. I mean, I don't know if it does really need this padding for kind of such a standard, smaller sized sling bag. But anyway, let's see what we can fit inside of this next and pack it up kind of for a typical day out. All right, so let's go ahead and pack this thing out. Start with this front pocket here. This is gonna be a good place for headphones. Let's plop those right there. Also, maybe a good spot for a little power bank. So we can put that right there in case we need some more juice for the phone. Right here, we'll attach our keys in that front pocket. Moving to the main pocket. In here, let's put a book. Got this new one from Field Notes, the Maltese Falcon. Throw that kind of in the back there. Also, let's throw the Field Notes book here in the middle. Also a brand new one, part of their 1943 edition. I just did a video on that, so be sure to watch that if you haven't checked it out yet. Also throw a pen in there. Yeah, this is kind of just like a nice wide open space. Maybe in this little pocket, we can put our little Super Mario Game & Watch. Fits nice in there. And yeah, in addition to that, let's go ahead and put our cards in here. Let's have some playing cards in case we need them while we're out. Kind of just nice to have. All right, next Little RX bar if we need a snack. Actually didn't even put anything in this pocket. I don't know what that pocket's gonna be good for. Guess we could just take our pen and put it in there. Give it its own little space. Cool. So in addition to that, let's put our wallet in this back pocket. So it's up against our body when we're carrying it. So you can see this thing is already pretty fully packed out. But let's lastly add a point and shoot camera here. Ooh. That does look a little strange. I mean, it'll do for the pack out, I guess, but that is gonna look a little weird. Honestly, I'd probably pack it out differently if I am bringing a camera. I kind of just like it like this, where you're not even putting anything in this main pocket. I think it looks a lot better. Kind of just, yeah, empty like that. I guess you could slide something, I don't know, a little more thin in there. Maybe you could use your phone. So for instance, we could put our phone in the front here. It kind of fits a little bit better. Kind of like that a little bit better there. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like when it is all packed out. So what do you think about this brand new core sling from Able Carry? Is this one that you're going to be picking up? Let me know in the comments below. And before we wrap things up, let's quickly take a look at what I've been listening to this week. Right here, we have the single Boy From School from the British band Hot Chip. This song comes off of the 2006 album, The Warning. And Hot Chip is just, you know, the best of the best when it comes to that kind of dancey, electronic, indie rock music. I first heard Hot Chip back in 2005. I had the chance to see them at the First Unitarian Church in Philadelphia. They played in the basement, opening up for Kushik and for Tet. I believe it was one of their first tours of the US. But yeah, I was one of the 300 people in attendance that night. And honestly, I was hooked from then on. It honestly really makes me feel nostalgic for those mid-2000s kind of indie sleaze days, the deep V's of American Apparel, going out to parties like Making Time in Philadelphia. And yeah, this is just a really fun single to put on. And yeah, it just makes me really miss those kind of fun days of partying and dancing when I was in my late teens and early 20s in college. So yeah, what a really, really great single from a fantastic album. The Warning is really one of the best kind of electronic indie rock albums of that time. And I highly suggest checking it out if you haven't. So with that, I just want to say thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.